Here's the kicker. If you wait the 20 to 25 years to wait until forgiveness, by the time you reach the 25-year mark, not only will you have paid back the $29,000, but you will have also paid back $26,000 in interest additional. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sky Birch and I discuss wealth building, budgeting, and give you practical tips to help you progress and move forward in your life. Today we're going to be talking about student loan debt and how to pay it off fast. Number one, make additional payments. And I know that seems very obvious, but it's true. The reason why this is simple but it works is because as you're making your payments, if you continue to make the minimum payment, you're putting some towards interest and then the rest goes towards the principal to pay the balance down. Well, if you put just a little bit more money on top of that, then you'd have more money going to your principal, which allows you to pay your student loans off faster. Overall, not only do you minimize the length of time that you're paying your student loans back when you make these extra payments, but you're reducing the amount of interest that has been accrued over time. Now, speaking of interest, here's the part that is mind-blowing. So the average student loan debt is $29,000. The average interest rate is 5.8. If a person is using income-driven repayment plan and they're paying the minimum payment, then it's going to take them a longer time to pay off the balance of that loan. But here's the kicker. If you wait the 20 to 25 years to wait until forgiveness, by the time you reach the 25-year mark, not only will you have paid back the $29,000, but you will have also paid back $26,000 in interest additional. I don't know about you, but that's crazy. And a lot of these companies are getting all of this money from people paying back their student loan debt, waiting the 20 and 25 years, but you're paying almost double the amount that you borrowed. And hey, I'm in that pool because, I still have student loan debt, which is why I am working to aggressively pay it off as fast as possible because the interest adds up. Now, if you pay a little bit extra, it's like, okay, well, how much extra am I going to be paying? Well, let's use our example, okay? So we say $29,000 for the average student loan debt at a rate of 5.8. Let's use our example and see what the impact would be if we added additional payments onto our student loan debt. Would we pay it off faster? How fast would we pay it off? And what would we save in terms of interest? So we have average debt of $29,000, rate of 5.8, and we're gonna wait the whole 25 years to pay the loan off. We're gonna pay the minimum balance of $183. We know that that adds an additional $26,000 to the balance in interest that we've paid. Let's just say we add on an additional $300 to pay our student loan debt off. If you look at the student loan calculator on bankrate.com, you will see that that extra $300 a month allows you to pay the loan off, not in 25 years, not in 20 years, not in 10 years, but in 6 years. In 6 years. And instead of you paying $26,000 in interest, the interest is only a little over $5,000. So you're saving over $20,000 in interest. You're saving all of those years because you're paying it off in 6 years. And with the money that you have, the new disposable income you have, you can now invest that into your future. Right now, student loan payments are paused through August 31st of this year. Not only are they paused, but there's no interest accruing. So if you have a lump sum of money, I highly encourage you to put that towards your student loan debt because guess what? All of that goes towards your principal and none of it goes towards interest. So you're paying your loan down even faster. So with that, I can see how people without debt can easily become millionaires. Because let's just say you use that $483 that you've been paying on your student loan and you put that into a mutual fund, okay? So you've paid off the student loan, it's been 6 years. In the original plan paying the minimum payment, you would have been paying the minimum $183 for another 19 years. So let's just say you decided to use the $483 and continue making those payments, but into a mutual fund. How much money would that accrue over time? Well, on average, mutual fund rate is 8.5%. And according to Bankrate, if you do $483 a month at a rate of 8.5% for 6 years, your investment on that $483 will be $44,000, a little over $44,000. So you've saved and only paid $5,000 in interest instead of $26,000. And now you have a mutual fund and you've just gained $44,000 in another 6 years. That's a total of 12 years where, when in the minimum payment version, you would have been on year 12 still paying the $183, still paying more student loan interest, accruing over time and over years. Whereas now you freed that up and you can put your money in something where you can earn a return on your investment. It makes me want, that to me is like, wow, that is motivation to pay off those loans as fast as you can, responsibly. So now that we understand the science behind making additional payments and how powerful it is, let's look at number 2. The number 2 way to pay down your student loan, and that is to get a part-time job, which would be a vehicle or something that you could use to help you to make the extra payments. And I would say if you're in college, start early. Go ahead and start early with your part-time job and pay it down. And even for those who are no longer in college, you can get a part-time job or extra stream of income to bring money in to pay down those student loans, because we know the power of making extra payments. Tip number 3, stick to your budget. This is something that's going to help you out tremendously, because you get to see where your money is going, you get to track your money and allocate it to the right places and see where you're spending a little bit too much, where you can cut back so that you can find that extra money and use it to pay down your student loans. And you'd be surprised to see where you could find money that you could use to help pay down your student loans. Number 4, apply for a loan forgiveness program. There's something called the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program for people who work in a public service area by the government or for a nonprofit organization. And if you qualify for this, you can have your loans forgiven after 10 years as long as you meet the qualifying payments of 120 payments and the other qualifying factors. So that's something to check out. There's also the Teach Loan Forgiveness, where as long as you have a loan under the Direct Loan Forgiveness or FFEL, then you can qualify to teach for 5 consecutive years in a low-income school area and have a part of your loan forgiven. The program forgives up to $5,000 or $17,500 depending on your specialty. Now, there's also the option of income-driven repayment, where you're not working for the government, you're not working for a nonprofit, but you can still have your loan forgiven. That period is going to be between 20 and 25 years. But remember, if you're paying the minimum balance, then you're going to end up spending way more money paying that back, way more money in interest to the tune of over $20,000 if you have the average amount of student loans. So if you get on the income-driven repayment plan, it's a good idea to keep the plan, but to make those extra payments to pay it off sooner. Number 5, there's actually discounts out there that will help you to lower your interest rate. So if you use automatic payments, you can get a discount of about 0.25% to 0.50%. And I know that's not a lot, but if you know that you're going to pay a certain amount of money every single month and you've budgeted that amount, then you can go ahead and get the additional discounts based on those automatic payments. Number 6, take full advantage of the tax deductions that are available to you. So if you've been paying on your student loans throughout the year, you can actually deduct those on your taxes up to the amount of $2,500. So you can use that additional money that you've saved to pour right back into paying it down even more. And yes, the deduction is available for both federal and private loans. Number 7, work for an employer that gives repayment assistance. That's a thing. There's actually companies out here that are giving you repayment assistance towards your student loans. There's all kinds of incentives now for companies to hire people and keep their talent. And one of the things is loan repayment assistance. So Forbes has a list of companies that actually have this benefit of repayment assistance, and I'll name a few for you. So for instance, Ally Financial is a company that offers repayment assistance. It's up to $100 a month, up to $10,000 maximum. The company Carvana will allow for up to $1,000 a year. Estee Lauder is up to $100 a month, up to $10,000 maximum. Fidelity will contribute up to $15,000 in repayment assistance, and Google will match up to $2,500 per year per employee. So a few honorable mentions would be companies like Hulu, Lockheed Martin, Peloton, and PricewaterhouseCoopers. So I hope that this information encourages you to pay down your student loan debt faster, because it's one of those things that kind of just out of sight, out of mind, and next thing you know, it just racks up time over time over time, and what you started with turns into something way bigger than what you could have imagined. So, I'm aggressively paying down my student loans using some of these same tactics. So you're not alone, and I think this will help you too. So again, thank you for watching. Hope to see you again in the next video.